Hello, friends. Welcome back. It's JoJo here. And we had some exciting news today. If you hadn't had a chance to catch it, the church came out with an announcement. Or I should say, President Nelson came out with the announcement on a social media page about the dedication of the open house of the Salt Lake City Temple, I should say. And let me read what he shared on his social media post. And he says, let me zoom in on this so I can read it better. He says, in a post to his official social media channels on February 14th, that's today, President Nelson of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints announced dates for the open house celebration of the Salt Lake Temple. He invited people from all around the world to take part in this unique opportunity, which occurs from April 27, 2027 to October 2027. Now, there's two sevens in that, if you didn't notice, but from April to October, interesting, right? And then on February 14th in 1853, a groundbreaking ceremony in Salt Lake City began a 40-year journey of faith and sacrifice, culminating in the dedication of the Salt Lake Temple in 1893. A current and comprehensive renovation to strengthen the sacred house of the Lord for future generations is now nearing completion. Thank gosh. So he says today, exactly 172 years after the groundbreaking ceremony, I'm delighted to announce that the temple will reopen for tours during a public open house from April 2027 to October 2027. We warmly invite our friends to come and learn about God's plan for his children and rejoice in the love of Jesus Christ. Details about this event will be shared as April 2027 approaches. As houses of the Lord now dot the earth, I invite you to cherish your time and service at the temples closest to you as we prepare for the reopening of the Salt Lake Temple in 2027. Isn't that exciting? And then he shares, well, there's some pictures and videos on this post. You should definitely come check out the videos if you haven't so far. They're done very well and you can learn a lot from them. I really liked the one about this one right here, the square, about the square. And then I was just thinking, I was like, isn't that interesting that he's going to rededicate it sometime in October, and we're having the open house in April. So wouldn't it be cool if they open the open house up to everybody before general conference, for like from April's general conference, like a few days before April general conference, and then throughout October general conference, and then dedicate it after October? That is what I'm thinking is probably going to happen, because that will allow more people to come see it that are coming from all over the world for conference. That will allow them to be able to experience the temple, and then for other people who want to experience it, it will give them a lot of time having the 6 months. And then I clicked on one of the links at the bottom of that article, and I came across this about the Salt Lake Temple. It was linked in the article, and it made me think about, all the people that are going to have a chance, because, well, let me I'm ADHD right now, so let me read this to you, and then I'll get back to that other thought if I hopefully don't forget it. But we already know it was George. Okay, so slow down. So in July 1847, during the first Sabbath day sermon delivered in the Salt Lake Valley, Apostle George A. Smith, declared that a temple in the valley would fulfill Isaiah's prophecy that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the last days. Shortly thereafter, Brigham Young saw in a vision the place where this temple should be built. More than 4 decades later, the saints completed the dedicated Salt Lake Temple, a prominent anchor of their Zion community. As part of the groundbreaking ceremony on February 14th, 1853, musicians performed the well-known Scottish tune Auld Lang Syne, signaling a new era. On April 6th, the temple's cornerstones were laid and dedicated. That's super cool, I think. On April 6th, too, you guys know that's a sacred day. We believe that Christ was born on that day, members of the church, that was his birthday. So that's interesting. And then there's a lot more interesting. But so then I looked up the song, and I was like, oh yeah, I know this song because I couldn't remember what it sounded like. I was like, oh yeah, everybody sings that song. Um, and then I did read all this, but I wanted to cover this. It says, once the exterior was finished, crowds gathered in and around Temple Square on April 6, 1892 for an elaborate capstone ceremony in which approximately 12 feet, a 12-foot statue as the Angel Moroni, or I'm sorry, let me back up, an approximately 12-foot statue identified as the Angel Moroni was placed upon the cast, or oh my gosh, I can't see, upon the east center spire. The moment also marked the beginning of a sprint to finish the interior of the 40th anniversary of Temple's groundbreaking. Church leaders wanted all Latter-day Saints to join in the dedication of the temple to the Lord. To accommodate all who wished to attend, they held sessions twice a day for nearly 20 days. Twice a day, including sessions for children. Prior to each session, attendees toured the building. President Wilford Woodruff offered the dedicatory prayer during the first session on April 6, 1893. Many who attended the services described feeling the Lord's acceptance of the temple and noted heavenly manifestations. That's exciting. Like, this is huge. This is huge. Everybody recognizes the Salt Lake Temple, like, of all faiths. Like, it's known probably around the world by most countries, I would think. And it's very significant. So this is going to be a very, very significant event in the world in the time of the world, the time of the earth. This is going to be a significant event, and there's going to be a lot of people who want to come and be a part of it. And I'm definitely going to want to be a part of it, and I'm definitely planning to make it there for sure. One other thing I came across as I was looking at these links, and I clicked on Gordon B. Hinckley. I think it was the Salt Lake Temple or something in here, and I came across this, and I thought, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I liked what it said about the Bible. Contains detailed accounts of how ancient Israelites dedicated their tabernacles, their temples, to set them apart as sacred places. Latter-day Saints have likewise dedicated temples and other sacred spaces for use in the Lord's work, beginning with the Kirtland Temple. So this is something that's been going on since the Bible days, the biblical days. And we as Latter-day Saints do the same thing. So there's a lot of links to these articles, temple building, temple dedications, and dedicatory prayers if you want to learn more about them. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. This is so exciting. And I've never been in the Salt Lake Temple. I've been there, but I haven't been in it. So I really wanted to see it prior to this renovation. But, I wasn't old enough to enter for endowments at that time when I went there and visited, so I couldn't attend. But it's exciting. Tell me what you guys' thoughts are. If there's anything else that you're thinking about this special event that you might want to mention that we're not thinking about. But yeah, think about all the people. This is going to be huge. For 6 months, we're going to be able to visit this temple and see. I mean, think about all the people around the world, and especially in Utah, who've wanted to see the inside of the temple, are curious about it, and are going to be able to do so. So having 6 months, a 6-month open house set between the two conferences or around the two conferences is going to be a monumental event for sure. And I'm sure it's going to bring more members into the church. And I just wonder how I know how construction works. And see this on the trim? Man, they've made a lot of mistakes. Dings, paint they've had to touch up, wallpaper. I'm just saying, because if you see all this, look at that. Right there that they're going to have to do a lot of touch-ups. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's amazing. It took 40 years for this temple to be built originally. And look at everything they've been able to do in the short amount of time. He announced this in 2019, I think, if I'm right, if I remember correctly. But oh my gosh. And the floor is always the last thing to go in. Is the flooring. Very, very beautiful. I think these are the first pictures. These aren't renders. These are actual. Yeah, these are actual pictures. Whoops. My bad. I wonder if I can zoom this a little bit for you. There we go. I thought there was like a couple more. But check out the videos. They go into depth about what some of the drilling they've done, and intense. I always look at like the gold leaf in the rooms and I wonder like how they got it so straight. I did find one imperfection in the ceiling room in Kansas City temple. Just one. So that's it for you guys. I just thought I'd share that. And then while I was preparing for this, I came across something else now that I want to share. But I'm going to put that in another video for you guys. So let me know how you feel about this. It's exciting times. All right, you guys, if you like this video, remember to like it and subscribe if you want to come back for more. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time on the next one. Bye. And stay safe. Be good. Be blessed as always.